Hello, welcome or welcome back. The Ember and Ink Studios is proud to present our newest series, The Dark Origins of Nursery Rhymes. Please come in, have a seat. We're about to begin. Series 3, Episode 1. Disclaimer. Warning. The Ember and Ink Studios are not responsible for ruining your childhood. Proceed with caution. This episode explores the darker historical theories behind familiar nursery rhymes. What is a nursery rhyme? Nursery rhymes have been passed from generation to generation for hundreds of years. Many began as simple songs or poems meant to entertain children, but some may have carried deeper meanings, reflections of historical events, social commentary, or cultural fears. Over time, these rhymes became part of childhood tradition, while their original meanings were slowly forgotten. Nursery Rhyme Fact. Many nursery rhymes date back to the 17th and 18th centuries, long before they were written down in books. Because they were passed down orally, their meanings often changed, and historians sometimes debate whether darker interpretations were truly intended or added later. Some versions of the rhyme say, "Ashes, ashes." Others say, "Achoo, achoo," which represents sneezing, another plague symptom. That variation appeared mostly in later Victorian versions of the rhyme. The rhyme. Ring around the Rosie, a pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes. We all fall down. At first glance, it sounds harmless. But one of the most famous interpretations links the rhyme to one of the most devastating events in human history: the Black Death. The dark interpretation. Some historians believe the rhyme reflects symptoms and practices during the plague. Ring around the Rosie, a red rash that sometimes appeared on victims. Pocket full of posies, flowers people carried to mask the smell of disease. Ashes, ashes, cremation of bodies in some regions. We all fall down, the high mortality rate. During the Black Death in the 14th century, entire communities were wiped out. The disease spread rapidly across Europe and is estimated to have killed tens of millions of people. The historical debate. Interestingly, many historians believe the rhyme may not actually come from the plague. There are no written records linking the rhyme to the Black Death until centuries later. It is possible that the darker meaning was added long after the rhyme already existed. But the interpretation became so widely known that today many people associate the rhyme with the plague. Whether the rhyme truly began during the Black Death or not, it shows how simple childhood verses can carry strange and sometimes disturbing interpretations. Behind the rhythm and repetition of nursery rhymes may lie fragments of history, folklore, and cultural memory. And sometimes, a darker story than anyone expected. The plague doctors. During the worst years of the Black Death, cities across Europe hired strange figures to treat the sick. They were known as plague doctors. Their appearance was terrifying. They wore long black coats, wide hats, and masks shaped like the beak of a bird. Inside the beak they placed herbs, spices, and flowers. At the time, doctors believed disease spread through bad air, known as miasma. The sweet smells inside the mask were supposed to protect them from infection. The result was a haunting sight. Tall figures walking silently through empty streets, carrying lanterns, knocking on doors where sickness had appeared. To many frightened children, the arrival of the plague doctor must have felt like the arrival of death itself. And it is possible that memories of those dark years eventually found their way into folklore and nursery rhymes. Because when tragedy becomes too large to understand, sometimes it survives in stories instead. The Ember and Ink Studios hope that you have enjoyed this episode of the dark origins of nursery rhymes. Is there a nursery rhyme you'd like to know about? Please leave a comment, give the video a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and never miss another episode again. Be sure to return next week for the dark origins of nursery rhymes of Peter Pumpkin Eater, the Dark Marriage Rhyme. Sometimes the strangest stories are the ones we learned as children, and sometimes the darkest history hides inside the smallest rhyme.